Let's try all this again now that we've washed your mouth out with soap.
Whatever. I don't care.
I'm Shane. That's Casey. Casey's head hurts.
I've had a migraine all day, but I'm bringing it for you guys.
Welcome to 40K Fanatics, where we tell you about our opinions, man, about 40K and various miniature war games.
Hobby
talk. And today's show, the main topic is going to come from one of our listeners, one of our lovely individuals who we cherish and care for and hold close to our bosom.
Because believe it or not, we do listen to what you guys say in the comments and the DMs and everything. So get on our socials and at us if you dare.
Like this gentleman has done, he's asked a question. It's a good one, and we're going to get to that in the main topic. But I'm filling time for Casey to find the name of our illustrious listener.
Oh, you want me to look up the name?
Yeah, I thought that's what you were doing. You grabbed your phone in a hurry, and I thought, he's got the note, and he's running with it because I'm producing. I was straight up
turning my volume down.
Well, see, I was producing the show telepathically. But apparently your migraine and subsequent maybe application of medication has got you shielded from my psychic whims.
So anyway, at Hollywood_40K, also known as Homie Hollywood, is an individual from up north in the U.S. I'm not going to say which state because you'll probably go looking for him. But he's a cool guy, hit us up a few times, talked about a few things, and he's pretty active in our comments and everything. So shout out to him. Hopefully he's listening because he has said he loves this long content format that we do. And he hit us up with a topic. So Shane, why don't you just go hit him up with a topic?
Yeah, well, we're going to get to the topic in a little bit. But first, as you all know, we must go to our patented soundboard and open up that bits box. It's a sad-sounding bits box today.
I'm a sad-sounding guy.
You are.
Now, okay?
You gotta quit working real jobs and get with the program.
I tell you, usually I just eat a lot of food, drink a lot of water, take a Tylenol, and I pass out for like an hour. But having to have a real adult job, you can't sleep.
You gotta quit that stuff.
You can't sleep.
You gotta stop it. You gotta stop it.
It is frowned upon when an adult who has a 9-to-5 job wants to sleep in the middle of the day.
Well, I played golf today. I'm here in my golf attire. That's part of my bits box. Also, I had a
plaid pants, poof ball hat, everything. Yeah,
it is not. I look quite smart with my shirt tucked in,
smart,
and my slacks because shorts are for weak people. No comment on the shorts. My short slander. You don't got any.
Or was that at me?
I'm just saying.
I don't wear shorts, so I don't know.
You don't wear shorts either?
I used to when I was like a teenager, but, I grew up.
I don't believe in them.
If you're working out, sure, go ahead.
Nope, not even then.
Gym shorts. But
pants.
Other than that, like...
joggers and things of that nature.
I can't take you professionally, or seriously if you're wearing shorts. So
that's what I'm saying, man.
Come at us in the comments on this because a lot of people we're probably dropping bombs that we don't even know about.
Oh, I don't know. I'm here for
this is such a stupid bits box.
Shorts. If you wear shorts in public, you're a non-serious person.
That's fair.
And you know what? Open-toed shoes.
Oh, I agreed.
Stop it.
Agreed.
Now.
Yes.
Man, we're recording early this week.
And you know what? I interview. I help people get interviews so they can get jobs. And I had somebody show up in jeans today, admittedly, but then socks and slip-ons.
Unacceptable.
To a job interview.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, I know, right?
I would rather you come in barefoot and say, "Hey, man, the only shoes I had were sandals."
Gosh, this is taking a turn. So, anything in your bits box for this week?
Yes. So,
okay, I'll go first. I've challenged Shane to a painting competition the last week of February. You guys are going to go see these. He's looking so salty at me right now. I've challenged Shane to a paint challenge. I have given him an orc knob, and I have an orc knob, and then we'll take it to our socials, and you guys tell us who won. see who did the best. You know, we're not going too crazy like we did with the last one, but we'll see. Shane has done a very interesting paint job with his, and you guys will see the whip this Wednesday as we're recording it. It is Tuesday, the 20th of February. So, yeah. I've been painting a Kit Bash Chaosy Boy, which actually, usually I show you what I've been working on, but this time I didn't. So, here you go. Check that out. It is a Emperor's Children kind of dark champion, I think is what it's called. Like, again, I have a migraine, so I don't remember the name of the model. But it's a Kit Bash model somebody gave to me that I'm working on. And the character is essentially standing on a dead Lamenter. So for all you 40K fans who love the Lamenters, I'm sorry, but that is lore accurate. Other than that, I have been working on our projects for March as well because we are participating in March for McCrag. And it's going to be fun, so look out for those things. And I hope you guys are excited because we're not going to do it normal, where you paint an Ultramarine for March for McCrag. We are going to pick successor chapters of the Ultramarines and try our best to paint 2 individual Space Marines of 2 different chapters, see who comes out on top. Shane, what do you think of that Emperor's Children model that I'm painting?
I think that you are working your way into a new style of painting.
I am.
That one is very much in that style.
Yeah, it still needs a lot of work.
It's neck deep in in that thing that you've been doing.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's frustrating me to no end. Non-metallic metal on a Chaos Space Marine is ridiculously hard.
I don't think that's the problem you're having.
Ugh, gosh.
I think the problem is I know that model is brought to you in some state of completion. And I think you would have been better off to prime that sucker black and take it from the top.
Really?
I think so. I think a lot of your difficulties and frustrations are some of this stuff is not the way that you would have done it if it had been gray plastic when handed to you.
Fair. I did repaint a bit of it to get the black base tone, like you said, on it and try to do some stuff. But it's, man, I don't know. I've not been, you know what I mean? I've not been in the zone.
As I sit here in my golf outfit,
Yes.
sometimes, I mean, there's a hole on the golf course that I'm a member at that I play all the time, and it just does not fit my eye.
Really?
Yeah. So when I stand on the tee box and get ready to hit, I just kind of think,
You can't find the flow.
it's uncomfy, right?
Yeah.
And I have had that happen in painting too, where I've got a model and it's going
Man, you are
fine,
summing me up right now.
and it just doesn't fit your eye. It's not your jam.
It doesn't jizzy my jams.
It doesn't jingle your bells. It
Nope.
doesn't flim your flams.
It is not beans.
It is not beans, yo. Now I had a little.
So what? Yeah, that's my bits.
I had a heck
You go
of
into
a,
yours.
Yeah, so we're in a short week. We're recording early because I've got piano to play tomorrow night, the next night, more stuff to do after that. All right?
Play me a song, piano man.
I will. I will have to do that at some point. You need to come out. But no, you want to raise a child, have a family, and a home life. Anyway, I digress. But it's been a short hobby week for your boy. However, I did knock out how many models? How many models? So many models.
Gosh, like 7
last
or
night.
8.
I think it's 5 or 6. So I had a couple of things that I had to finish.
And we're not talking troops, guys. We're talking about like characters.
Yeah, all character stuff because I'm painting Star Wars Shatterpoint, I'm painting Judge Dredd, I'm painting 40K. And I did like a whole Judge Dredd model from scratch. I finished up
also did a
another
thing.
Judge Dredd model. I built a Sorcerer in Terminator armor.
You did. I saw that. I'm like, I'm very interested to see how it holds up to my Alpha Legion, just normal Warlord.
Yeah, I think he's going to be really cool. I'm toying with the idea of painting him like 1,000 Sun.
Really?
However,
but like 1,000 Suns if he joined the Black Legion.
Well,
Kind of like what you did with that Night Lord.
that's what I'm thinking, right? So my idea for some of these unnamed characters is to give them a little bit of story where they come from somewhere else, and Abaddon, who is often with my various armies, has conscripted them. Maybe all their squad are dead, and they're the last remaining guy, right? And then Abaddon's like, "Come on, you're gonna join the Black Legion." And
Pretty lore accurate.
yeah, and ironically, make the Black Legion more colorful, and also give me more things to paint. However, everybody knows, everyone knows it. I've said it; they all know it.
Apparently, it's common knowledge.
Very common knowledge. I don't like helmets. I want as few helmets as possible.
You don't like helmets, or you don't like heads?
I don't like helmets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like faces and heads and eyes, right?
You hate eyes,
I am not good at eyes.
but you love head.
I do.
You just love head, man.
I want head. I don't want no eye. Anyway. But help me out if I'm wrong with the lore, but the Thousand Sons cannot have no helmet because they are just dust inside of the armor, are they not?
Depends on which ones. There are Rubik Marines, and they are called the Thousand Sons because the only ones that were powerful and psychically, magically connected enough that didn't turn to dust were like characters, commanders, stuff like that. But there are some who are dust that retain that autonomy. So that could be something cool lore-wise that you could do.
Or you're saying I could go ahead and paint up a face.
Yeah, you could paint him a face.
Okay.
He stays a character. He was strong enough to hold on to that Tzeentchian power and kept his head.
He was the last survivor of his squad, and then Abaddon came by and said, "Come, brother, we have Blackstone fragments to procure in the new Pariah Nexus."
He survived the Thanos snap.
So I did that.
Yeah,
I did Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars Shatterpoint from the top.
General Grievous.
And yeah, General Grievous I had to finish. I had to color all his various lightsabers.
Sent me the video.
Yeah, there's a video. It'll be posted
I literally said
on Wednesday,
hello
I guess.
there.
Hello there, indeed.
So it's funny.
But yeah, so that's what I did for my bits box. It's been a short week, like I say, but by the time this comes out, you'll have seen that on Wednesday and probably other stuff over on at 40K Fanatics on X/Twitter. Let me think. Oh man, the other thing.
What other thing?
So
you have things
for Valentine's Day. The homie Valerie got me the Pariah Nexus Crusade book, which is the new Crusade book released by GW. Now,
what?
In the month of March, our friendly local game store, Gamers Haven, is doing a Crusade with the Pariah Nexus rules. So you and I are going to have to get together so that you know what's happening on
Prepare.
that. Yeah. So I've already made my 1,000 points worth of initial Crusade force, is what you call it. So what you do is you start off and you make 1,000. You get 1,000 point limit, and you put them all on a list, right? And then you have 5 requisition points, which you can spend one to put an enhancement on a character, for instance.
Oh.
Then you make unit cards for every unit in your Crusade force. And this is where you're going to keep a tally of how many things they kill, how many battles they've fought in, their experience point calculations, so that they can then upgrade, or if they're killed, they may possibly receive battle scars and things of that nature. And as the thing goes on, you'll use those requisition points to buy more points to put into your force, but then the battles are either 1, 2, or 3,000 point battles, and they've got this entire advantage system, as well as 3 different factions all surrounding the Pariah Nexus.
And it's interesting you say that, because I've actually been learning a lot about the Pariah Nexus this week just by Google and Wiki and podcasts and YouTube videos. So it's been really interesting that this coincides together.
Yeah, and the Pariah Nexus is
you're
neat.
The game head, and I'm the lore head.
But see, I've been slowly reading through the front half of the book that is the lore of the Pariah Nexus, which is really cool. The entire thing about the stilling, I find very interesting, and I do not understand.
The Pariah Nexus.
Yeah, and I don't understand why it is that the Sisters of Battle seem to be immune to it.
Well, they're not immune 100%. There's room for error, but they're still like Emperor, You know,
It's neat how
it is neat.
It's neat how, especially the Astra Militarum guys, are just trying to fight toward the Blackstone obelisk things, and are just, sort of.
Gotta love that Blackstone. You know,
They're sort of just fighting and then slowing down and just standing there dumbstruck until something kills them.
yeah, it's so weird.
We're gonna have so much fun,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I'm starting off. I got my master possession in
Wonder how it
there.
affects
I
the
got
orcs.
I got Ronnie the Rhino in my Crusade force because you got to include your vehicles and stuff.
Yeah,
Ronnie the Rhino.
you get a new Rhino.
No,
Oh, just the same one you've been
just
using?
the one I've been using. Except you have to name every unit.
That is true.
It has to get a unit card.
I didn't think about
It's
that.
going to be Ronnie the Rhino.
Huh. What am I going to call my grots?
You see how much fun we're about to have?
Yeah, we're literally about. We're going to go off on a tangent.
Oh,
if
it's
we
gonna be
start talking
it's
about this
gonna
too
be
much.
great. So Pariah Nexus Crusade, we're gonna be keeping you guys updated on that as our various guys, rise to glory or are killed viciously.
I'm willing to bet killed viciously.
So what I did read, because this is my first time ever looking at the Crusade rules. In 9th edition, the regular rules were so complicated that I dared not even bother with whatever was in the back of that 9th edition book for Crusade stuff. But I saw that if a unit is destroyed, at the end you roll a d6, and only on a 1 do they take a battle scar and all that business.
Cool.
Otherwise, they just, they get patched up and you keep it moving. I could have that somewhat wrong, but I don't think I do. Anyway, that's pretty much my bits box. I've got terrain to paint, hopefully this week at some point.
Again?
Well, I haven't got around to it. I was out of town over the weekend. I didn't get any games in.
You're going to be out of town this week.
Well, I'm going to be around. So,
Baby right round.
shut the bits box. I think that's enough.
Psh.
I do have one more thing to add to the bits box. Open it back up. I just want to say, I want to get my excuses out in front. I want to get them out right now.
Oh, no.
All right, before we go any further,
He's
just
quitting
so
the podcast,
just so everybody knows,
This is it. Drama. Here's the tea.
this was the first time I've ever painted an orc, and you've painted many of them, and I don't think that makes for a fair competition.
Okay. Come on.
That is all.
No.
I'll be back next week with more excuses.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, and you call yourself a painter. Anyways.
Call myself a winner. I'm the reigning champion of our personal painting competition.
That is true.
Sir.
So, what would it say about me if you painted a better orc, and I painted so many? So you're either gonna be the top dog for beating me, or you're gonna be just like, that's par for the course.
Or I'll have stacked up a wealth of excuses and couchings that I may justify my insufficiencies.
Yeah. And I'm going to be trying new paint methods on this one, too. So it's going to be interesting.
I mean, I airbrushed on 3 colors. So,
you did.
We'll see what happens.
Yep. What are we talking about, Shane?
We got a topic from the homie Hollywood. What? Homie
Hollywood 40_40K.
Hollywood 40K.
Yeah.
I thought it had something in between the 40K. There wasn't. It's just Hollywood. The homie Hollywood asked us on the episode that we talked about our time at the local RTT recently. Yeah. He said, "What are some tips to going out to your local RTT to make it run smoothly? How do you kind of stay within the clock? How do you prepare? What do you take? What should you expect? That kind of thing." And I was walking down the 15th fairway today after a stripe and a drive. I had quite a time to think. It went so far, you see.
Glad you put in the effort. Golf clap.
And I have made a top 5 list of things you need when playing an RTT.
And I'm going to spout out mine as well. But it's probably going to coincide a lot. So Shane's going to definitely go first.
Yep, we're going to have a lot of instances. It's going to be an I go, you go.
100%. Yeah. Go for it.
On my list,
what?
Outside looking in. All right, so this is not my top 5, but this is an OLI, an outside looking in. Not a 6th place, because it's only a top 5 list. I cannot stress that enough.
5.
No,
Oh, so 1.
outside looking in.
I have no idea what you mean.
Okay,
Migraine.
outside looking in means it's outside the list, but it's looking in on the list. It's just right there.
Okay, so it's the 5, but it's not in an order. It's just the 5.
No, I have the top 5 list.
Oh my gosh.
This is an additional item that didn't quite make the list, but
Bonus fries.
but it can see it. It's called an OLI. Now, while I talk, you think of OLIs if you have any.
Bonus fries.
I only have one.
One bonus fry.
My one OLI is get some sleep.
Oh, that's a good one. That is, yes.
I've got another OLI.
Again?
Put this one in front of
So
the
top 7 people.
Nope, that's not. It's not. It's a top 5 list. Why don't you understand?
Okay, bonus
The
fry.
rules are clear.
Second bonus fry.
Now this OLI is going to go in front of the previous one. I've decided to bump that one down. So now that one is looking from further away. It's looking in from a greater distance. OLI number 2 or 1, whichever way it goes.
Okay.
Wear comfy shoes.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh.
So far, I've not
Bring a
hit.
chair.
That's your OLI?
Yes.
OLI number 1 for you.
OLI number 1 for me. Bring like a camping stool.
That's all the OLIs I have. Do you
Yeah.
have any more outside looking in?
That's yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's what I've got.
Number 5.
Number 5.
This is my list. You've got to have something to carry your army.
Oh yes.
You've got to have a carry solution.
I have a great one for this.
Carry solution is what I've got. Is that
Yes.
on your list as well?
That is also on my
okay,
list.
you don't
yes.
need to tell me what number it is. We can come
We're
to
going to
your
talk about it.
Well, we can come to your thoughts on it when we get to your list. This is my list.
Talk about your list.
Now, carry solution. I don't mean some convoluted big O something or other. What you need to have when you're playing an RTT, because you got multiple rounds, it needs to be something you can bring in fairly concisely. You need to be able to move it and the army around from table to table. And the most important part, I think, is you need to be able, as you pick up stuff, to put it back in the carry solution in a way that you can then get it right back out. So, you need to have a way, like, to take your guys and put them under the table and keep them all in the units that they're supposed to go in. This is going to keep you from having to walk off or sit in the floor with your big milk crate, right? Or your bucket. You can't have a bucket, right? You're going to have to there's a knock at the door. there's a warp rift opening up.
This house is haunted.
I tell you, you're going to have to be able to keep your army straight for the next deployment, which, depending on how long the first game round took you, may happen immediately.
Yes.
All right? That's my number 5.
My number 5 is. I'm going to say that's my number 5 as well.
You're moving your list around.
No. I've got concepts.
Okay.
But that is going to be my number 5 as well because it's important. It's not top tier, but it's important. You don't have to go out and buy the $100 thing. You don't have to go to your game store and buy that $150 big bag with foam that specifically fits exactly your models, or the glass thing, or go on Etsy and buy some printed out, what do you call it, MDF stuff. I mean, I bring my orcs in a ice cream box or a diaper box, and I've magnetized some of the bases and put them on an aluminum tray, because not only is this going to help you move around, because you don't know how long your game's going to go. You might go exactly on time, you might go early, you might go late, but deployment and playing the game are going to be affected by this.
It's the reset you're trying to
Yes.
avoid. I think that's the big key, right?
Yes.
Now, you've started doing a thing where
I was about to mention it.
your mobs of units are going in plastic bags.
Ziploc bags, baby. Yeah. Because I'm an orc player, a lot of my stuff is older models or 20 orc boys. And again, these are your troops, the really bad ones that you don't care because they're chaff. Just put them in something to where you are going to pick them up and put them on the board. Because you don't want to be that guy who's constantly reaching back and forth between his box models and the deployment zone to put down 20 like random models. Just pick up the bag, dump them out, organize them, done.
Yeah,
2 seconds.
yeah, and you need to have it that way too, because in horde armies, like you can get all those dudes mixed up and have your war gear all screwed up,
Yeah,
and then
it
you're
keeps
like,
it all
oh shoot,
organized.
this guy with the whatever is supposed to be over in this unit, and somebody may
You
be
don't want to
like,
mix them up.
yeah, and somebody may be like, well, that's not what it says in your army list.
Yeah, and it's cheaper than
Which
like
you got to punch that guy in the face.
Yeah.
You're like, you guys have to fight in the parking lot if that guy's there, but also
Yeah.
you don't want to put yourself in those positions.
And
That's
it speeds it up.
it does. That's our number 5.
Yeah.
Go number 4.
Number 4. Your number 4 or my number 4?
Your number 4.
My number 4. Gosh, this one is going to be... You might not like this one. Bring hobby supplies. So
That one's not on my list.
my list is number 4, bring hobby supplies. Say you're out there and, you've been driving, your models are in the back, or say, in my case, the trunk, and just like the last one that we did, I roll up, I'm like, I'm missing a few models. One of my models apparently flew off the base. It was just like in half, just in my trunk. I had to go back out and get it. Sticky tack, baby. Grab some sticky tack. Put it in between where you do it, Grab some stuff that is going to be quick and easy to keep your models together on their base or in, what do you call it? Consolidation, conciliary. We're going old school. Anyways.
There was a guy at the RTT who had super glue and super glue activator
Yes.
for this.
He had activator.
He was the most popular guy at the thing
God,
during that first
exactly.
round while everybody got their stuff literally back together.
Because you're picking up your models a million times a day at this RTT. You're moving them. Your buddies are looking at them. You might take place in a painting competition and the judge is looking at them. You don't want an arm to fall off and then be like, now we got to keep track of that all day. So bring supplies.
My number 4, and we're going to have to go quicker on these. This is going to be a 2-hour episode.
You go quick.
My number 4 is a dice bag. And I don't mean...
Yeah, that's my number 4 or 3. Sorry.
Oh, well, okay. So we got your number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got both our number 5s. Yeah,
Yep.
so now your 3's dice bag, my 4's dice bag.
Yes.
Dice bag. I don't mean a Crown Royal bag with an
How
assortment
did I know that was going to get mentioned?
of random dice. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 30 or 40 D6s only. Keep your polyhedral dice, 1, out of 40K, and 2, away from your actual rolling dice. I'm
Yes.
talking about 30, 40 dice, and I want it clipped to your belt.
Helps you out.
It makes the game run so much faster. A lot of times you're going to have a chess clock in these things or a short amount of allotted time, and you got to control what you can control.
When you're right, Shane.
You've got to have those dice handy. You've got to pull them out. You got to roll however many saves. You got to be able to count out a dozen of them right now, not walk around the table and go get them.
I don't appreciate Shane enough, but I'm going to say that he was 100% right on this because as an orc player, I roll tons of dice. So it is so much faster if I just reach into a bag.
Start
them
grabbing.
and go.
Your number 3 we've already gone through,
Yes,
which is dice bag.
Dice bag as well.
My number 3,
What's your number 3?
don't worry about your opponent's rules. So
That is a good yes.
here's the thing that I don't really appreciate is when you go to start a game and somebody feels compelled for some reason or other to tell you the entirety of what their army does. Buddy, I'm not keeping that in my head.
100%. Just bring it up when it matters.
That's right. A phrase that I use a lot when I go to maybe deep strike by somebody or run up to unfailable charge range,
-1 to wound.
shoot something that I feel like may have some shenanigans, is I say, hey man, do you have shenanigans if I do X, Y, or Z? Now if they lie and say no, then that's quite rude, but they'll probably be like, yeah, I got like a jump away thing.
And that'll make you a better 40K player too.
Right, but that's it. Man, if people are out here cheating and you're like, my armor's got a 2-up save all the way across,
then you need to remember that.
Well, first of all, that's not going to sound right.
He does, yeah.
Well, I mean,
the person whose army is doing the thing needs to remember the thing.
that's right. That's
Yes.
right. But what I'm saying is, people may think, oh, well, I want to know what my opponent has because I don't want them to cheat. Look, they're not going to do that. If they are doing that, it's going to be obvious.
100%.
Like my example, if they say, oh, yeah, whole army's got 2 up save, 2 up invuln.
Yeah.
Does it? Probably doesn't.
Yeah.
You're going to have to bounce that guy out of there. But most people are going to try to play right. So that's my number 3.
Yeah, be good sports. Don't be competitive. Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it wastes a lot of time,
It
and
does.
you're not going to be able to keep all that crap in your head.
And you're playing it like a couple people a day.
That's it. Don't bother with it.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it.
100%. Okay.
Your number 2.
You sure you don't want to just go to your number 2? Because my number 2, we did 3, and then that would say you go second. So wouldn't that make you go first on the number 2?
Well, fine then, Casey. Fine.
Lawyered.
We will burn these valuable advertising seconds.
Lawyer, go.
Also, don't forget, guys, at the end of the pod, we've got our exclusive Space Marine segment. My number 2 is the opposite of number 3, but it's much more important by an order of magnitude than number 3. My top 5 list works on an exponential curve.
I thought we were trying to speed through this.
We are. We are, but know your damn rules.
You're going to have to bleep that out later.
I'm not going to. It's very important.
Yes, know your rules. You need to.
Hey, I'm not playing with you right now. Know your damn rules.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I don't have any patience for.
Looking through your stuff.
We're on the clock.
100%.
We play in this tournament.
Yeah.
I've been standing up for 7 hours.
Exactly.
It's 22 to 80, and you're looking at your data sheet like it's the first time you've ever rolled a save for your random infantry chaff.
Yes. Like, you should know what your unit's toughness is. And that's not to say normal casual play. This is an RTT. And you're on the clock.
I'm not even saying don't look at anything. I got to look at stuff. But, man, if I'm shooting some regular old something in the middle of the table,
Yeah.
Regular old cultists, for instance, and you got to go, I wonder what their save is. It's like 6, buddy.
Yeah.
This is AP2.
Or do yourself a favor.
Pick 'em
look it
up.
up before. As they're saying, I'm going to shoot that or whatever.
Yeah,
Pull it up.
Yeah, that'd be
Pull
good.
it up.
That'd be good. That's
Yes.
right. And that's the thing that I do, because I am a little bit old school on this. One, we're all keeping score on our phone, so it
100%.
makes it feel really inconvenient to me to have to go to the 40K app to then look at all the data cards.
Yep.
So I've got the physical cards. But when you say, I'm going to shoot that, I go immediately and flip to whatever that is.
Exactly.
That way I've got it. Now, most of them I know anyhow, especially after I've played them 3 times in a day.
Yeah, I know
All right?
that's right. Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is, not
catch yourself
not
lacking.
knowing your abilities and
Yeah.
trying and wanting to go back because you missed a whole entire ability. It's like, buddy, we don't have time for this,
Yeah.
and that's kind of your bad.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry you missed it last turn, and I'm glad you remembered it this turn, but don't, go looking.
Yeah. Like we're not going to go back a turn from now because you forgot your oath of
Math
moment.
this out.
Yeah, because you forgot your oath of moment, Space Marine player, where that's the only thing you do.
Yeah.
Like if I had $1 for everybody making their oath of moment,
That happened to me last RTT.
in the wrong phase.
Exactly.
And I'm a pretty easygoing player myself, but I'm like, come on, man. Like you put me in a weird position.
Yeah.
Like you've already shot 2 or 3 things, and now you're saying this third thing is your oath of moment target. Now that conveniently some other stuff is cleared out, like don't put me in that position. Know your rules.
Yeah. Okay.
Know your damn rules.
Now it's time
Don't worry about the opponent's rules.
for my number 2.
What's your number 2?
My number 2. Bring non-messy snacks. That's my number 2.
pack a lunch is your second most important thing in an
Because,
RTT?
look, during these RTTs, and the ones that we've been at least, they allow for you to go and eat something, but you are going to be standing on your feet for hours and hours on end. Your blood sugar is going to get low. But here's the important thing. You're going to be touching your models. You're going to be looking at stuff. And notice I said non-messy snacks. Don't be that guy pulling out fries or pretzels or something out of your pocket or salted almonds. And then the next thing you know, you got a nasty model covered in greasy stuff. I brought a bologna sandwich to our last RTT because I was broke. Okay, and I ate it turn 5 on my first match because I knew I was going to lose, and I knew my rules, and I had all my stuff pulled up, but I was hungry, and I'm not going to let myself lose without making a few jokes.
Number
that
one.
That match was baloney.
Number one. I want you to take number one because I'm
okay.
I'm gonna drop the hammer.
You're gonna drop the hammer.
I've
hammer Dawn.
I've made a number of top 5 lists in my day. But what's your
Works
number
for Watch
one?
Mojo in his free time.
Yeah.
That's a good
Ranker.com. You can never make it to the bottom because they're selling too many ads. the Facebook interior website crashes. What's your number one, Casey? Number one thing to bring, to do, to prepare for an RTT?
And save time.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Know your damn rules. That is my number one. Like, as you said it, you kind of pushed out my other number one. But yes, know your rules, guys.
We've beat Know Your Rules to death. That's Casey's number one.
I mean, I'm just going to say, like, it's... No, you know what? I'm going to change it. My number one is be a good sport. Be a good sport.
Be a good sport.
Be a good sport.
Good sport.
You know, you said it like a million times at our last RTT. Don't even start with me.
I feel like Frank Isola that time that Wilbon told him to hang tough.
I don't
hang
even know
tough.
what you're talking about.
In some ESPN radio business.
So
I told you I've
is
made a lot of top 5s before.
Be a good sport. I played 2 games against 2 veteran 40K players in our last RTT. They knew their stuff. We got time going. It was just because we had a lot going on that it took the whole time. But I also played a new guy, and I stomped the ever-loving mess out of that kid, and I felt so bad. But I was still a good sport about it. We did our time. We had some fun. We made some conversation, and we came in on time. So don't worry about stuff too much. Don't hunt for points all the time because sometimes you're going to be playing a guy who's not having the best time. And that will save time or help you have a good time. Okay? And it makes the clock worth it. So what's your number one, sir?
Before I get to my number one,
oh boy,
a lot of the stuff that we've talked.
I just push up a soapbox to you?
No, I just have a preamble.
Okay, soapbox, everybody.
I'm very.
Here we go.
I'm very showy. I don't know if you know this about me.
Oh, sheesh.
I'm a professional. But a lot of what we've talked about has had to do with time, right?
Yes.
And the reason is an RTT is as much a time management tournament as it is a game tournament. It is a slog to play 3 consecutive games of Warhammer 40,000.
Well, I know that's right.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And the time they give you is plenty of time, all right? So you people that are playing at your house and it takes
4.5 hours.
2 evenings to get through, because I know they're out there.
Yep.
And, obviously, those are probably newer players. They're doing a lot of referencing. They're doing a lot of figuring out. All that, I get it. The RTT is not the time to be that guy.
Yes.
Now, there's another kind of guy that one must not be. And I'm going to get to that. But my number one on what you need to bring and how you should prepare, what you should expect from a local RTT is...
Listen to 40K Fanatics.
My number one is just play. What do I mean by just play? I don't mean have fun.
Okay.
It's not what I mean at all. All that can hear me now, do not have fun. What I mean is just play. Just make plays.
You harped on this a couple times.
Nobody wants to stand there and watch you try to big brain this thing like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover
yeah.
at the blackjack table, because the game is hardly balanced. It's I go, you go. It is too complicated for you to
Hunt for points.
think ahead and math out moves in advance.
100%.
Where you move your squad of 5 dudes, their 6 little inches, is not going to matter. If
Yep.
I had $1 for every time somebody stood there and just looked and was like, oh, maybe I could put this guy here, or should that guy move there? It's like, just start moving stuff.
play.
Listen, am I saying movement doesn't matter? Of course that's not what I'm saying, because someone's in the comments already saying, Shane, movement is the most important part of a miniatures war game. That's the thing you can control. The rest of it comes down to dice and averages. Shut up. Delete your comment.
Just play.
Or don't. What I'm saying is, if I need to help you understand that you need to make moves in a timely manner to even get the game in,
Yes.
if you need this top 5 list to better prepare for an RTT, you're not going to figure it out. No way.
Oh, yeah.
You do not have the experience. You do not have the expertise. Okay?
Yeah, you need to
So,
come across it naturally.
What you need to do is, it's my movement phase. Let me move stuff around.
Go with the flow.
Maybe these guys can advance over here and scan the corner.
Yeah.
I'm going to send this squad up here and park them in this building.
And, that kind of goes into a couple of the other points.
How that kind of stuff may help you later on may not be apparent immediately. But it will not make or break whether or not you win in all likelihood.
Yes.
Because what will absolutely not have you win is for you to time out and your opponent have a number of unopposed turns.
That is fair.
That's what you usually get for all your big brain thinking and boring me to death.
Oh, yeah. I 100% agree, because I do the same thing. I did that leading in the previous tournaments leading up to this last one, and this one I just played. You can go in with a game plan. You can think all you want. You could be that football coach doing the X's and O's on the whiteboard, trying to remember exactly how you're going to move. But at the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen during that game. Just let it flow.
The entire I go, you go nature of the thing doesn't even make a lot of sense for thinking too far ahead, because you're going to move all your stuff.
It's a war game.
And if you think you've got like this, again, big brain chess move, like, and if I put this guy here by turn 4, I'll be able to blah, blah, blah. Man, as soon as you do it, I can now counter it in totality in the next turn.
Yeah. You gotta see it coming.
So it doesn't matter. And at a level that it does matter, I mean, it's not you.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good top one.
That's my number one.
I like it.
Just play the damn game. Because I'm crabby by the middle of the 3rd round of these things.
You need to bring a bologna sandwich.
I probably do. I probably do.
That's low blood sugar.
But also, I mean, I am probably not the baseline for this whole thing.
He's not.
I mean, I'm real quick and loose with it.
He's an elitist.
But
he's the 1%.
It's my list, and
He's
that's
the
my
top
number
tier.
1. Just play.
He's the minority.
Just play.
So Shane,
Casey,
what is our Space Marine segment for today?
The Space Marines were come up with in like 1987, the same year that I was come up with.
Wait, were you born in 1987?
I might have been. We'll see you next time.
See you.